G-Shock made a Santos de Cassioc. A what? A G-Shock which looks like a Santos de Cartier. A homage. You know, although the G-Shock brand identity has strong fundamentals with the square design, that doesn't mean they do not influence their designs based on trends. After all, to keep their designs actual, they have to look left and right and adapt from their square fundamentals towards trending watches. The Cassioc was the pure example that G-Shock adapted their square to the Gerald Genta Audemars Piguet. That's a fact. And in regard to this surprising launch, I've seen it with my designer's trained eye. Right from the start I said, my god, they launched a Santos de Cassioc. So don't be surprised if you'll see a Santos de Cartier conversion kit in the future. Casio, or the G-Shock department, is fishing. You know, they usually put a lure into the needle and throw it into the water to test things. And this time they looked into other hype brands, and Cartier, believe me, it's one of the trending ones. So they came up with this GD-B500. In fact, only one factor is super relevant in this case. Only one. When you change the aspect ratio of a watch from a horizontal rectangle to a vertical rectangle, everything changes. And although they change only one thing, this becomes a totally new identity with a different purpose and a different look. The vertical rectangular ratio is known for everyone as the definition of elegance and order. This identity, which breeds elegance, was built by JLC, Vacheron or Cartier in tens of years. And when you apply such a ratio to your watch, you're creating a massive contradiction between a resin recreational watch and a refined elegant watch, to potentially please the demanding enthusiasts which prefer such elegant ratios to keep their personal style. And when I've seen the renders for the first time, I said this must be a Santos de Cartier attempt. It's too similar and too elegant to not be. And the truth is, when you put it on the wrist, it creates indeed a contradiction between what you knew about G-Shocks previously and the narrowed approach of offering a formal square. In flesh it looks amazing, it is well crafted, the octagonal shape is extremely strong and compact, and the pyramid profile of the case really makes it to lay down beautifully on the wrist surface, creating that well-defined volume against the wrist. So the case, it still relies on the octagonal shape of the square, it's narrowed enough to change its nature, having some transitional molded extensions flagged on a partial circular pattern which basically ties up the case to the strap. And having the new push pins approach means that another strap can be added to this model, the strap being tailored, hosting 16mm at the base and 20mm in the exterior. So this is not a baby G or a destined ladies watch, it's unisex and it's G-Shock's alternative for those who are looking for a lesser industrial G-Shock when they put a formal outfit in them. Overall, the finishing used for this Santos de Cassioc or the square, it's very solid, with matted surfaces which are differentiated through angles and textures. However, what I do dislike, because the case has a strong white pigment, it creates a severe contrast with the negative display, and in the most of the cases the display it's not even visible. I know what they were looking for by offering this contrast between the case and the dial shape is basically to define better the identity between the outer case and the shape of the display. And in order to read properly the time, you have to turn the display towards the light source so the display can reflect and unveil the digital numerals. And I think this could have been better made on a positive display as they did for the third version. However, unlike other squares, the backlight is extremely powerful, lighting up the display to a better contrast, making it readable and even. The pushers are nicely angle positioned to be actioned with ease. It's easier to action these long rectangular pushers than the ones from the Cassioc or the square. The haptic experience is more natural. And I love it despite its non-inclusive dial, because it gives you the feeling of a solid summer watch, not to mention the sports features, having a solid backlight for low lights conditions as well. And surprise, this new model 3552 has obviously Bluetooth, but it's better equipped with sport features compared to the older Bluetooth versions. Firstly, this model offers functions focused on fitness and running because it can track steps, and with the help of the app you can receive the data of how many calories you burn and how many steps you've made per day, but also you can set reminders, lap time counting or split counting. That's brilliant. As specs, this model is more compact, thinner and smarter than ever, measuring 41mm in diameter with 46.5mm as lug tip to lug tip, with 11mm in height, 16mm between the lugs and weighs 45 5 grams. The case offers the new shock resistant structure which makes it tougher, and inside we have the sports oriented and connected module 3552 with more relevant features for our daily activities. And the price is around $115, which I think it's more than fair for what it offers, and I'm looking forward to see a conversion kit for this model. As Wodability, this model relies on the concept of hugging the wrist. Thanks to the angled adapters, the strap feels pretty elegant with a nice taper and pretty comfortable. I'd say once strapped properly on the wrist, this is for sure the ideal GADA watch. I love it and I'm going to keep it. So that is it. Hope you enjoyed this Fast and Furious review. With the usual curiosity, what do you think about this Santos de Square or Casio? Please let me know in the comments below. And as usual, if you're new around, please consider subscribing for future episodes. Thank you very much, thanks for watching, and until next time, be brave and stay safe.